So just so everybody understands, now the January 6th committees, we calling it fornication.
Oh yes, the election fornification. There's no advice.
Fornification.
There's no advice. Just not even repeating, or not even repeating, rebroadcasting what NPR broadcast. We all remember it.
Yes.
We saw it.
But just so everybody understands what we're about to show you. So the January 6th committee's big premise is that everything that they were saying about the election, the machines, any problems with the election was false. It was all made up. It was a lie. And that's what William Barr said. Remember earlier we were talking about William Barr? He said, they just made it up on the fly and ran with it. And I said, there's no evidence. This is just not true, right? But I'm going to show you something. See, when it was believed Trump was going to win the state of Georgia, the news media.
In 2016.
Yeah, 2016.
No, I'm sorry. In 2020.
Yes, in 2020.
In 2020.
When the news media believed Trump was going to win the state of Georgia in 2020, before the election, they produced a series of videos. And this is NPR. And National Public Radio. And I'm going to play, we're going to show you now what they said 1 week before the election about the Dominion voting machines in Georgia. We're not going to say it. We're going to let you hear what they said about it.
It's NPR. It's government subsidized media. So if they say it, it's because the government subsidized it to some extent.
Now, first I'm going to show you when it was said. So this is Georgia's new voting machines solve election problems or make them worse, right? Question mark. October 26, 2020. So this is 2 weeks before. This is a week before Election Day. About a week before Election Day, maybe 2 weeks before Election Day. So this is what they did a whole series of videos on this, right? This is the fourth of the videos. So this is what they're saying about Georgia's voting machines. The ones that everybody's saying didn't have any issues. This is what they're saying about it 2 weeks before the election.
And now, by the way, before you even play it,
all right,
this is the one. It's 7 minutes and 11 seconds.
We're just watching a little clip.
Okay, and I'm just going to share the link because it's still on their platform.
It's still there. Yeah. All four of these. Matter of fact, I have a playlist. I'll put the playlist in the chat, in the private chat, so you can get it. I put it on a playlist on my channel so people can see it.
Against the state have uncovered several.
Sorry. Can you?
Oh no, I posted the link in the chat so people can get it. But
all right, let me play it.
Roll
it. You can hear it.
Troubling issue. Plaintiffs. But election security experts working for the plaintiffs in the lawsuit against the state have uncovered several troubling issues. Alex Halderman looked closely at the QR codes where the votes are encoded for the scanner.
By analyzing the structure of the QR codes, I've been able to learn that there's nothing that stops an attacker from just duplicating one. And the duplicate would count the same as the original barcode.
And in late September, another concern came to light. During testing, election workers found half the names of the 21 candidates for Senate intermittently disappeared from screens during the review phase. Dominion sent out a last-minute software patch.
I'm worried that the Georgia system is the technical equivalent to the 737 MAX. They've just made a last-minute software change that might well have unintended consequences.
We're going to have a special guest pop up here.
More severe problems on Election Day.
What's the 737 story? I don't get the analogy.
They put a last-minute fix on the 737, and it made the planes crash. Okay. So that's
a big problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Want to rush something which is mission critical, and this is mission critical, into production without proper time of testing. That's really one of the ways bad actors are finding the vulnerabilities to exploit, is looking for honest vulnerabilities and finding out if they can be weaponized, if they can be exploited.
Despite all the concerns, federal judge Amy Totenberg decided to let the election proceed with the ballot marking device system. The Secretary of State says post-election audits will bring any QR code discrepancies to light.
We're in the process of really, continuing to expand the capabilities that we have.
Look who's talking about, hey, we know there are issues. We know you're doing last-minute updates to make sure the system works. We know it may be a big problem, but guess what?
Does everyone know who Brad Raffensperger is? I think Barnes refers to him as Ratburger. This is the guy. I think this is the guy. I believe he promised an audit and then did not follow through on the promised signature match on the audit in Georgia. Okay.
But that's because Brad, he's the person saying everything was good. But I just want this is the first, and this is not the only video they did. They did, just so everybody can see. Let me close this up. They did 4 videos on this because they were trying to wave the flag, and their videos were called "Is Your Vote Safe in 2020?" Right? This is all PBS NewsHour. What election officials think about paper ballots voting machines? Bad, bad, bad. And in Georgia primary election, chaos highlights a voting system deeply flawed. Now, if you say this now,
And Nate, if I may ask the question to which I already know the answer.
Go ahead.
What happened with the series, Mr. Nate?
It abruptly stopped after the election. After it seems like Trump won and people started questioning Dominion, then this series just abruptly stopped and everything is okay. So now
fascinating. And I would have loved to have been the one to discover this. I would have shamelessly done this solo stream, but it's like, no way, Nate. This is I don't want to. This is not to like throw you under the bus or to put a target. This is your discovery. You're putting the pieces together. It's amazing.
No. This is just only thing. Like somebody in the chat, and obviously probably somebody who's upset, was saying we're grasping at straws. They've just told us there was no evidence and nothing that suggested there was anything wrong with the Dominion voting machines. I just showed you NPR did a four video series saying there's something wrong with the thing, right? Somebody said Nate is grasping at straws. Listen, you did call it an insurrection. I just showed you another insurrection that had just as many people got arrested, right? The same thing. Like, if this is just, if we're just making this up, don't believe us. Just go look at it for yourself.
But not only that, there was CNN. There was a whole CNN series.
There was a whole CNN series ago. Yes, about Dominion.
Let me see if I can find this. 5 months, 4 years.
But I wasn't even challenging that. Like
I'm not gonna read the title on this, but I am gonna bring it up. Let me just stop screen. Just look at this. Is from 4 years ago.
This is before you. All right. So this no, but again, they want to, and the reason why I brought up the 2020 one because that was literally right before the election. They were saying there's problems with it before the election. Right after it, they're saying it then.
I will not read it. This is still on CNN. We watched. Now let me see. I don't know exactly. Oh, here we go. Look at this. 1 year ago. LMAO top comment. CNN 3 years ago. CNN 2020. This is also still up there. This is.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I listen. As you guys know, I'm not a right winger. I'm someone who is evidence based, and this whole January 6th stuff is BS. It just is. It just is. When you look at the evidence, you look at behind, and when Robert and when Barr says, well, there was nothing to even suggest that there were issues with the things. I can't say what I want to say. The things. You see it for yourself.
There was no erectile dysfunction.
Yes.
I have looked. There was nothing dysfunctional about that